everybody, welcome to Rana's Radar. It's another weekend here and I'm in Pennsylvania for the Carlisle Ford Nationals. This place is massive. It's my first time in Carlisle, so I'm pretty excited, and I've just been getting a little tour and there is so much happening here. The grounds are big, but let's hear it from someone who's been doing it for a very long time. Ed Buczeskie, how's it going?
It's been going great. It's been a great start to the show.
I bet it has. This is the Friday, everybody, and there is so much happening. First of all, Ed, tell me, what do you do here?
I'm an event manager. I don't run this event, but there's a team of us, and we kind of split the events up by our specialty. So this show's run by Ken Appel, huge Ford guy. So it makes sense. He's the perfect fit.
He's the perfect fit. Now, Ed, yourself, I knew about you from the Chrysler Nationals.
Correct.
Tell us about that before we get into this show, because you all need to hear about that as well.
Well, obviously that's my favorite, but that show's been around since 1991. I've been running it for about 17, 18 years.
Wow.
It's almost as big as this show. It's getting really, really close. We're over 3,100 cars. This show's about 3,500. And yeah, I run pretty much every aspect of the Chrysler Nationals.
Awesome. And when is the Chrysler Nationals?
July 14 to 16.
July 14th to 16. Now, we're here at the Ford Nationals.
Yep.
I've been having a grand time looking and exploring all the different Fords. We're at the F100 Grand Nationals. That was awesome, and I have seen some more classics here as well. But there's more than that. Tell me, what are we looking at and what am I going to be finding today at the show?
Pretty much everything Ford has ever made. Okay. One way or another, from the newest to the oldest.
That's what I've noticed. I mean, we're seeing Roush Mustangs, we're seeing classic Shelbys, and then you've got the trucks, of course. I'm super excited. We're going to have a chat with Mike as well tomorrow.
Right.
And he's going to tell us a little bit more. But what am I expecting for the next 2 days in regards to activities?
Non-stop entertainment. We've got Vaughn Gittin Jr., the drifter. He's going to be on the track 4 different times today. We've got Virginia Giant Monster Truck giving rides. We'll have an autocross shootout tonight on the track. Tomorrow night we have a burnout and donut contest. We've got all sorts of unveilings. I mean, the schedule is just full of unveilings between Ford and some of the other partners. It's just going to be action-packed all weekend.
I bet it will be. You know, we've been driving around. The swap meets are huge.
Yes.
Swap meets, the vendors, the food, and then you've got a whole section of show cars.
Yep.
And then you've got a whole section of just other Fords, lovers, of course, and then there's an indoor place as well.
2 indoor, 3 indoor.
3 indoors. What happens on the indoors?
They're featured displays. So Building R has all the Malaise cars, which is mid-70s to about mid-80s. Building Y has what Ken has called Carlisle Nationals Ford Select.
Okay.
And those are hand-picked cars that he picks, a wide variety that just kind of represent the show as a whole. And then in Building T, we have 3 displays. We have a Saleen anniversary.
Nice.
We have a Coyote swap display, and then we have an SVT Cobra display in there.
Wow, I think I'll be going to that one first.
And there's some cool unveilings in Building T coming up. I can't say any more than that.
That's fine, because we're going to be there and we're going to try and get all of that in as well. Ed, you're a Chrysler guy. You're a diehard
I'm a car guy.
You're a car guy. I love that. I absolutely love that, because I say that too.
Yes.
If you appreciate one beauty, you got to appreciate them all.
Absolutely.
So what's your favorite, sir?
That's why I'm a Mopar guy. I don't have a favorite. None of us do. That's why we all have so many cars. It's hard to pick a favorite, even just within the Mopar realm. So, yeah, for me to pick a favorite of any brand, I really can't do it. If I was Jay Leno and had his money, I'd have his collection. I'd have everything.
Okay, you'd have everything.
I'd have everything, yep.
Fair enough. We're here and you're telling me about the show, but you're on Rana's Radar, which is why I need to know a little bit more about yourself.
Okay.
What got you into cars?
I have no idea. I've been into cars for as long as I can remember. My earliest memories are Hot Wheels and car magazines and model cars. Never into sports. Just for as long as I can remember, it's been cars.
It's just been cars.
Yep.
Wow. I appreciate that. I'm going to be exploring. We're going to be chatting with people. We're going to be getting some great interviews of a whole range of Fords, classics and modern days.
Yes.
And you can actually get ride-alongs in the Mustangs, have we noticed?
Yeah, Gateway Classic Mustangs doing ride-alongs on the track, on and off all day. Just sign up and go for a ride with them. I mean, it's again, there's always going to be something to do no matter where you are here today or this weekend.
Now, for the poor people who did not register or who are not here this weekend, how do they get involved next time?
CarlisleEvents.com. Just go to our website. You can register. You can still come out and register at the show.
Okay.
We still do registrations here at the event. I'm sure there's a line of people out there registering right now, and we don't really turn that off. They can come in at any point and register.
And is there awards?
Yes. It's participant ballot voting, so everybody on the show field gets a ballot that covers a certain portion of the field, and they get to pick their favorite car in each class. Then we tally those votes on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning, people pick up their awards. We have an awards parade
Wow, that is different. That is different. So everybody who's here, the public, the participants who've registered, they get to choose.
The show field participants get a ballot, yes.
What if they all choose their own cars?
Well, there's more than one class on there. There's generally about 20 to 25 classes per ballot sheet.
Okay.
This show has well over 200 classes. We can't expect somebody to go around 82 acres and vote for,
That's what I thought.
3,000 cars and pick their 200 plus favorites.
Right.
So we've narrowed the ballot sheets down to about 20 to 25, and they're sectioned literally by the show field. So if you've got a mid-60s Mustang, your other vehicles like here behind us are going to be generally mid-60s or something of the early Mustang generations.
Okay.
So we try to separate them by vehicle type.
That is so cool because then everybody's happy.
Hopefully.
Everybody's happy because they know they're getting judged by their peers.
Correct.
And I love that. That's awesome. Well, Ed, this has been great. I'm going to go walk around and to see what else is happening here at the Ford Nationals, and let's check out some awesome Fords.
Hopefully you've got some comfortable shoes. You got a lot of walking.
Oh, I'm used to that.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had to stop here. Everything looks better in pink. At least that's what I think. But this Mustang, this 2008, is absolutely looking beautiful. Love the engine. I love the pinstripes on it. And this is the first one that I've seen with pinstripes. So I'm pretty excited. And the pinstripe is just beautiful. So we're going to have a chat with Cindy and Ed and get them to tell us a little bit more about exactly what they've done. I mean, check this out. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And there's some pictures there as well. So there's been a lot of work that's happened here, but let's have a chat. Cindy, Ed, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Love what you've got here. So come stand here in front of your beautiful car. Now the space is tight. Cindy, this is yours.
Yes.
What have you got?
2008 Coyote swap Mustang.
Very nice. And how long have you had it for?
15 years.
15 years. Didn't look like this 15 years ago.
It was white with blue stripes and it was a V6.
Okay. It's got a beautiful engine in there now. When did you start changing it?
Last January.
Wow, so this is pretty fresh.
Yes.
And what made you want to change it?
The V6 broke.
Oh, the V6
Yes,
broke.
yes, I broke it.
You know what? That is actually smart. It's not like, you know what, I just wanted to change the engine and do stuff, but no, it was a legit excuse.
Yes,
It
yes.
broke and you had to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And why go back to a V6 when you can get a nice Coyote 5.0
Exactly.
in there?
That's why. Yep.
It looks brilliant. There's so much happening here. Now, Ed, you did the engine swap?
Yeah, and people from our car group helped. We all spent a couple weekends, and it was a fun puzzle.
It was a fun puzzle.
Yep.
Love it. And you guys like Mustangs?
Yes.
Why? What is it about the Mustangs that you love?
Ever since we got mine, I don't know. Before that, I wasn't into them as much as I am.
Once you drive it, it's like, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, Ed, why don't you come over here and tell us a little bit more about what's happening under the hood?
It's 2016 Mustang motor, trans. It's 11 to 14 cold air intake, GT500 radiator and fan, one-piece aluminum drive shaft, 373 gears in the rear,
Nice.
long tube headers, high-flow cats.
Well, the Coyote 5.0, it's over 600 horsepower. Have you dynoed this yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We want to. We're just curious what it's running. So
Well, that would be fun as well. Now, the pinstriping is so beautiful. You said your friend did this.
Yes, our friend did that.
Tell us about that.
Well, he did.
it.
He did
It's our
that.
friend Dwayne. He did all the pinstriping, all the airbrushing on the motor.
He did the pony in the
He-
front.
I love the pony in the front. And you guys have got some pictures here as well.
Yep.
Yes.
So we did a Google search, found that was the car that the motor came out of.
Okay.
So that was the day we picked it up.
Look at that smile, Cindy.
So, and that was pretty much all the parts laid out in our garage.
Wow.
So that was her old V6 motor. Then now with the V8 in it.
Wow. That is awesome. Hey, Cindy, can I ask, how did your V6 break?
The the timing chain broke, and you have to pull the engine out to redo the timing chain. So that's why when he had to pull the engine out, we decided just to put a better
Just
one in.
put a better one
Yes,
in. That
yes.
makes sense. And how do you know how to do this with your
I'm
with the cars?
mechanic by trade.
Oh, you've got a good one.
Yes, yep.
And how long have you guys been coming to the Ford Nationals?
This is our first year.
It's your first year?
Yes.
So was mine.
Yes. Oh, really?
Wow, this is awesome. And you're here in the indoor display, so hopefully you guys can get some awards because this is looking beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice meeting you.
Same here. Enjoy yourselves.
Thanks,
Thank you.
you too.
Oh, yeah. Love this. Like I said, everything is better in pink.
Yes.
Check this out, everybody. The thing that I love about getting your car and just personalizing it like this just makes it so much more special. You could have just kept this all stock. You haven't done dramatic modifications to it, but the touches you've made makes it stand out.
Yes.
You know it's yours. Your
Yes.
friends and family, whenever they see this, they know it's Cindy's Mustang.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like our kids were little when we had this, so there were kid seats in the back of this. So
See, I love that even more because you're going to keep this for many, many years.
Oh yeah, I don't plan on ever getting rid of it.
And they're going to have so many memories, and I'm sure they've got their eye on it. I don't know how young they are. They must be
They
young
both
now.
have their own Mustangs now.
Oh, they're old.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, they're 18 and 21. So yeah, they have their own cars
Wow,
now.
I thought they would be itty bitty.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay. So they've had car seats in this, which means the memories are going to grow, everybody.
Yes, yeah.
I love that. It doesn't get better than that. Absolutely love that. And you've got the American flag here.
Yep.
Look at that. Everything looks better in pink. Appreciate it. Oh,
I
wow.
did that too.
Wow. I love this because he's done it at the right places.
Yes,
Yep.
yep.
It's not overdone. It's just subtle, and that's kind of what we wanted. Nothing like too flashy and
Because the car already is beautiful on its own.
Yep.
And you've got the amazing stripes. And look at the taping here on the pinstriping on the outside of it. It's beautiful. So that's why when you've got pinstriping like this under the trunk and then under the hood and you bring it to a show, you open it up, it's nice. Like I said, it's not overwhelming. It's girly, but it's not too feminine.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what we liked about the shade of pink. It's like a darker, not too.
I can see guys liking this.
well,
I
it's,
can, okay? So I don't want anyone sitting at home saying no, but I can actually see guys liking this.
it's what
It's called muscular magenta. The color.
There you go. The name of the paint is Muscular Magentic. I can see you guys liking this. I know some guys love pink cars, but this is just, it's not too feminine, everybody. And I just want to show this as well. And I love it when people put pictures and information like this because as someone who's learning about cars, I love reading the fine details. This is awesome. Ponies in the Smokies, awesome show that happens in Tennessee. You guys have to bring this.
Some year, yeah, we will.
Some
We've never
year.
been there. Yeah.
No, you have to. Appreciate this. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honestly, everybody, looking at this, you would think it's a wrap or some very, very awesome custom paint that's been made, but no, it's actually from the factory. Dave, this is beautiful.
Thank you very much. It's a 2006 Saleen Extreme. It's painted an extreme rainbow. I believe it is the only one with a glass roof and this paint color, so we'll actually take a look at the glass roof in a moment because it's a very cool option.
Absolutely.
But-
Let's step inside here.
Yes.
2006,
Yes,
and everything is stock.
everything is stock. This car has just under 7,000 miles right now.
Wow.
Signed by Steve, Molly, and Liz Saleen right there on the blower.
Oh wow, this is awesome. And I guess one of the benefits of having it painted from the factory is they can get really deep into their engine.
Yes, so these cars came black from Ford, and when they were shipped to Saleen, they actually removed the engine and paint all inside the engine bay.
Yep, that's what I'm noticing. So if you guys see here, inside these inner fenders, I guess, everything is just painted that beautiful. And I love the name of it. Extreme Rainbow.
Yes, so it is a Saleen Extreme in Extreme Rainbow. This car was originally sold to Fox Ford in Detroit. The owner's son, when the rep walked in, said, I want every single option you had. The best paint, the chrome wheels, the painted calipers,
Nice
and
wheels,
the
look at
glass
this.
roof. And so when they were done, they stuck at this car at $91,000.
Wow.
So, and I was fortunate enough to buy it with 500 miles on it.
And you've been babying it.
I have been babying it, yes.
With such low mileage, you have been babying it. Before we look at the interiors, I love how, see over here, we're getting almost a solid color from one angle, but then you get closer and no, those multicolors are kicking back in.
It turns about 6 colors. You'll get a pink, you'll get a purple, you'll get a copper, which I think you're getting right now off the top, almost a brown. You'll get a blue depending on the sunlight. So it's, and almost a gold, a rose gold.
100%.
And then the carbon fiber rear splitter.
What was the engine?
It is a 281, so a 4.6 liter. It's got 550 horsepower. Nice. Has forged internals, so that's what allows it to take that power. So
Let's have a look at the interiors.
You see the Saleen seats. You got the signature from Steve Saleen. You've got the gauge podge up top, but if you look up and take a look through that glass roof, it's almost like being a convertible.
Oh, wow.
It is unbelievable how clear that is.
Wow. And you can't even tell from the outside. You cannot tell at all.
It's basically like
from
being
the
in a
outside.
convertible. It's very cool. Except when the sun's beating down on you, then it gets a little warm.
Okay, but I mean, I love that. I absolutely love that because you get so much natural light.
Yes.
And like you said, it's so open.
It is. It's. I don't know exactly
It's not a
how they did
sunroof.
it.
It's not
No.
a sunroof. It's a lot bigger than that.
And Ford had a glass roof, but it's not as clear as this one, so it's really an unbelievable feature. So a lot
I
of
love
fun
that.
with
That's
this
my
car.
favorite feature so far. And I thought the
It
paint
is.
was going to be the favorite feature, but this is beautiful. So when you sent it off to Saleen, they did everything. The interior.
So Saleen did this. So Ford sends it to Saleen, and you actually buy it through a Ford dealer.
Okay.
So the Fox Ford in Detroit was the one where this was, the owner actually bought it, and then they put it up on eBay in 2009. So it was 3 years old at that time, and that's when I bought it off of eBay. And
Okay, so now I'm learning, everybody. So that means that anybody who has a Mustang, they can send it off. They can go to talk to a dealership, and then the dealer would be able to send it off to Saleen.
So there are Saleen-specific dealerships across the country. So Saleen has a truck out here today. If you get a chance to talk to them, and they will have their dealership network, and those dealerships would allow you to order a Saleen through them.
Okay. And is there a limit, do you know, to what year they would stop at, or you can just take any Mustang?
So
and
they
get it
started
done?
producing Saleens. They produced 3 in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 are still owned by the same person, and they're still producing them today. They produce a Mustang. They produce a Focus, which you may have seen over there. They produce the Explorer. They produce they did a Camaro and a Charger at one point.
Okay, that's interesting.
For the 30th anniversary of Saleen. And and F150s. So
And
I've been
F-150s,
fortunate to drive
okay.
just about all those except the Focus. So.
Okay. Wow, well, this is awesome. So you're here at the Ford Nationals.
Yes.
You've been here before?
No, this is my first time.
Yours is first time too?
Yes.
Okay, and how are you enjoying yourself?
Very much. We got to do the swap meet yesterday, and now we're getting to see all the beautiful cars. So a lot of
How
fun.
big is that swap meet?
It's very big.
Massive.
We walked it for 4 or 5 hours yesterday, and half the vendors weren't even there.
Wow, there you go. Well, I appreciate this so much, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, 1955. I like to call these a survivor.
Yes.
Jenni, and not just Jenni Girl, a pin-up model.
Yep.
Before we get into the car hunt, tell me about yourself. How long have you been doing pin-ups?
I grew up doing vintage. My family had farms in Kansas before it was a state. And I started playing dress up as a little girl, wearing Victorian clothes and stuff from the Civil War actually out of closets.
Nice.
And then I cut my teeth on 1920s. I grew up poor, so I wore a lot of vintage clothes because I couldn't afford to go. In my mind, JCPenney's was expensive, in the 80s and 90s. So I wore that stuff. It's just something I hung on to. I tried to go modern clothes at one point. It doesn't fit my body shape. And when you're walking around and your jeans stick out 8 inches in the back,
Yeah.
and they fit your hips, it doesn't work. So
Well, I love the pin-up girls, and I love the pin-up contest that we've seen on the channel as well. What better thing for these classics than to have girls dressed up in absolute vintage? And I
absolutely.
love vintage attire. They're just so classy. They're so feminine.
actually, I've won a lot of pinup contests.
Okay, tell me about that.
It's no longer in existence in Pittsburgh at an old steel mill. They had
Okay.
the Steel Town Shakedown.
Okay.
I was the final queen there. Miss Old School Review at the Cavalcade of Cars in Buffalo, New York.
What's your pin-up name?
Jenni Girl.
Jenni Girl. Okay, and your would be with the 55 era, or?
I stick with the 50s for the most part.
Okay.
Some 40s, but really the 50s is where my heart is. I love a great grass, a really cute top.
Wow. Well, you do it really well. You have to come to back to the 50s.
I really want to go to back to 50s.
You should, because you know what? I think I'm going to be a judge at the contest there. So.
Oh, I'm not going to make it this year. We have plans and stuff going on,
Yeah.
but I think next year is a goal.
Okay, well, it's always a great show. But hey, Jenni, tell me about your classic. You've got a 1955, and it's an absolute original as well.
Yes, for the most part, I put a 390 Holly on because the T-caps are fire hazards. I live in the mountains, and I drive her all the time, and I didn't want to set my car on fire. I have replaced an exhaust manifold. She's got an all-new dual exhaust system with space for cutouts. I haven't done cutouts on it yet. She's on the original 6-volt system. She's a Mercomatic. Transmission runs smooth.
What does that mean, Mercomatic?
It's the transmission. It's a automatic.
Okay.
So they had the Fordomatic, the Mercomatic.
Okay.
And my mind is blanking on what they called Lincoln called it, but
Interesting. Well, I had no idea, so I appreciate that. All original engine, you fixed it up.
it is. It's a 292. I've not rebuilt it. I added a new fuel filter, ran new lines, hand bent my pipe where I needed to, new vacuum hoses. There's a little bit of some creative zip ties going on so my plug wires don't bounce off the exhaust manifolds and arc.
And you've had your hands in this yourself?
Oh yeah, I do the work myself.
You do all the work yourself?
Yeah, I didn't do the exhaust, and I didn't replace the exhaust manifold. I had professionals do that because I didn't want to deal with the broken bolt, and I had a suspicion I had a broken bolt.
Don't you guys just love that? Everything that Jenni is saying just keeps getting better and better. Now tell me, how do you know how to get your hands dirty?
My dad's a mechanic.
Okay.
And my grandfather was a founding member of the IH Collectors Association. I grew up with the rarest of rare tractors, constant restoration, sandblasting,
Oh, that's
grease
just
guns,
awesome.
working on a farm. I had a 77 Thunderbird was my first car. It used to eat starters. I used to have one that had to be rebuilt and one that was going on, and it was just part of life. My husband met me. I was driving a 74 F100. I was in the Air Force, and he was like, oh my God. And then he saw the Thunderbird, and he's like, whoa.
Gearhead car girl to the max. And not only that, you're a pin-up contest. Look at these nails, everyone. It fully matches what we've got right here in front of us. Let's have a look inside, because
Absolutely.
all original. That
It
always
is. The
draws me.
headliner's original. The seats are original. The floor mats are original.
And the awesome thing about this is your driver. You drive this around everywhere.
Yes, I drive it for work. I cover 5 counties. I go everywhere, and she's my baby. I love her.
1955 Monterrey. Wow. And how long have you been coming to the Ford Nationals?
I came to the first Ford Nationals for the first time 21 years ago.
Okay.
My husband and I have a 96 Mustang with a 408 stroker. It was what he was driving when we met in the Air Force, and I told him we had to keep it or I was divorcing him every time he mentioned selling
Smart girl.
it. She's not here this year. We have brought her down. We had her down here for the Mustang anniversary. He has a 2021 GT500.
Nice.
That was, he retired. That was his dream car. We're both veterans, so it was just like a treat. This is our fun part of life. We worked hard in our childhoods,
Yeah.
and now we get to be kids.
I
So
love it.
this is our version of Hot
I
Wheels.
absolutely love that. And you look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope I see you again.
Oh, you absolutely will. I plan on going many places. We're probably not taking her to Syracuse Nationals. We're probably just driving up, check
Okay.
out the show this year. Like I said, I want to go back to the 50s. That's my friend, Joe McKay, Miss Millie Rose Mitchell, is a
Yep.
pinup model.
Okay.
She's a good friend of mine. We're published together in a magazine for veterans.
Nice.
And
I met so many of the girls there last year, so
Yes,
some of those names are ringing a bell.
we just went to Viva Las Vegas.
Okay.
Rockabilly weekend. The goal is to take her there in 2 years. Yeah, it's just, we travel. We love car shows. I love aircraft and planes, and it's just what I grew up with, and it's what I love.
My type of girl.
And then I also have a 1952 Fairbanks Morris riding mower, and I'm hoping to bring her next year as my ride around to go shopping because my legs were getting really tired hiking around looking for parts.
You're telling me,
Swap
but this
meet.
is awesome. I love that it's your driver.
Thank you.
You enjoy yourself, and you know what? I know you will.
Thank you.
Thanks. one thing that I appreciate, everybody, and I think everyone should appreciate it, is when you've got older cars like this, not exactly a classic, but still older, and then the engine's just been revamped. I mean, that Coyote sitting inside that, it looks absolutely beautiful. Everything is neat, clean, and this is not just any Mustang. 91, check this out, it's a Fox body, I believe, but we're gonna have a chat with Chuck and get him to tell us a little bit more on how he's kept this so pristine and what exactly he's done to that engine bay. I said Chuck, it's actually Chad.
It is Chad.
It's Chuck or Chad?
It's Chad.
Chad, okay. It's the accents. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
How's it going?
It's going very well, thank you.
Let me get in here as well. I mean, I'm absolutely loving this. Tell me about your Mustang.
So it's a 91 Fox body LX trunk car, also known as a Notch. And it has a Gen 1 Coyote swap in it.
All right,
so
Chad, I'm going to have to stop you there first because you've said a few things that I have no idea what they are.
Okay.
So I have to ask you. Now, I know the Fox bodies are pretty cool, and they're pretty rare at the moment as well, but you've got an LX?
Yeah, so they made 3 models. They made a GT.
Okay.
The GT was a hatchback with full ground effects. They made an LX hatch with no ground effects, and then they made an LX with a trunk.
With a trunk.
So this has a trunk. It's also called a coupe. It's also called a notchback.
A notchback.
So my license plate says Notch on it.
Okay.
So if you're a Fox body aficionado, you would totally get that.
I bet they would.
Notch. Yeah.
I'm learning, but a notchback, that one I had never heard
Yeah,
before.
so
either.
instead of the hatch, it goes notched.
It goes notched.
That's
Giving
the
it that
trunk.
signature Fox body look as well.
Well, no one wanted a notchback until probably 10, 15 years ago. They were undesirable. These were ordered as base cars with no options, and most of them didn't have anything.
I love that even more.
Yeah.
You ought to love it. It's like when the ugly ducklings, and then all of a sudden they're so desirable, they turn into beautiful swan, and yours has for sure. Now, tell me, you've put this Coyote in here. It's a big engine.
Yes.
What have you done in here to make room for it?
So to make room, technically nothing was done to make room, but some of the components needed changed. So in the far back corner, this is the brake system, but that brake system is off of an 0304 Cobra.
Okay.
It's called a hydro boost system. So that means it's run off of the steering system and everything together runs the brakes. Traditionally, a Fox body has a vacuum system, which has a very large canister on the firewall, and you would never get a mod number.
Okay.
So you either have to do manual brakes or a hydro boost swap, and I didn't want manual brakes.
Not with that engine, you don't.
No. And we had to do some modifications for the air conditioning as well. The factory Fox V8 one, the hose would run across this way. So that is out of a 4-cylinder Fox body. It's rerouted forward, which works out perfectly.
And they're smaller, just like your brake system. It's a little bit more compact.
No, that is the same size.
What about the brake system?
The brake system's totally different.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't even work on the same principle.
So how did you make it work?
People online, a lot of research, and there's been a lot of people that have done it, but trial and error.
Trial and error.
That's it.
And when did you start making the changes?
Started in November of 19, and then COVID hit. And this kind of became my COVID project, and I got done with it in July of 20. Carlisle was delayed. It was always first weekend in June, Ford Carlisle. It got delayed until July because of COVID. We had about 15 miles on the car, and we drove it to Carlisle that summer.
Wow. And before 2019, everything was stock.
It was just a lightly modified factory 5.0 car, traditional stuff.
How long did you have it for?
I bought it in 2004.
Okay. You sat on it for a while.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And I have to ask you, what is it about the Fox bodies that you like or you love?
It's the car I couldn't afford in high school.
Nice. You know what? I have heard that one and I still can't get over it. Absolutely love it. The car you couldn't afford. It was the cool car.
It was the cool car that you couldn't afford in high school. And even if I could, I probably wouldn't have been allowed to have one because of safety reasons.
Okay.
So when I got hired, that's what I did. I bought my first one. So I have several.
You have several.
Yeah.
It usually happens. It usually goes like that.
It's
when you
an
can't have
addiction.
something and once you can have it, you need to get
Yes.
Love it. The interiors are so clean. They're so intact. Are they originals all?
No, it is an original black interior car, which is one reason I bought it. Black interiors are rare.
Okay.
The seats are out of an 03-04 Cobra in the front. The rear seat is actually a stock Fox body seat, but a good friend of mine covered it to make it look like an 03-04 Cobra seat.
You've done that really well. And what about the dash?
Gauge cluster's different to work with the computer for the Coyote swap, and steering wheel's aftermarket as well. LMR makes that steering wheel. It looks very close to stock, but it's got the suede on the top and the red sight line. And we did some custom stuff on the door panels. You can see my logo on the door and the suede.
And we'll get you here as well on Instagram, the Chad Miller.
Yep.
That's how I knew I got Chuck wrong.
Yeah, you just look for the fist. That's what that is.
Oh, okay. The CM. Well done. Very cool logo. I love the interiors. I mean, when I first stuck my head in there, it just takes you back to the 90s.
Nice.
Nah, that's awesome. And how long have you been coming to the Ford Nationals for?
First year we came was 1999.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, because
Long
my first
haul.
2 interviews, it was like, oh, it's my first time.
No.
What is it about the Ford Nationals you love?
Just once I bought that first Mustang, I knew this was the place, and it wasn't quite this big then, and just kept coming. I missed 1 year since then. I had to go to a wedding.
Wow. Wow. 31 years. Love it. Thank you so much, mate.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
an honor.
Takes
All right.
all kinds.
All right, everybody, 1957 Thunderbird. How could you not stop? I love the red color. They always make anybody stop at any car show. Now, Carol and Art, how you guys going?
Good,
Great,
really good.
I love this. You said it was a labor of...
Love.
Okay. All right, come here closer as well, Art.
tell you
Come here.
what. When I did it,
Yep.
we were almost done. I took a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How
I
lo-
finished it after I got back on my feet.
Wow.
But
okay.
it did. I guess I pushed myself for like three months straight after it was painted to put it together.
Okay.
You know,
Well, let's get the full story. How long have you guys had this for?
this car, we think bought it in 2013. I tore it apart. that fall, and because my one buddy, the guy that painted it, said he could do the painting. So I had no intentions on getting it done so fast. But I tore it all apart. This car had to be the frame off and everything.
In just 3 months?
And I worked on it. This is 2013 or
Yep.
14, and I retired in 15. I was able to totally finish it in 2015.
Okay.
But it was restored. The body work he got the body done fast.
The painting
The
in it.
the body was the top part of the body. I had to do everything underneath. I
Well, how
restored
bad
it.
was this when you first got it?
Well, the paint, the car had to be totally stripped.
Okay.
The paint was like sandpaper, and when you run your hand over it, the paint will fall off.
Wow.
And the top was up in the rafters. It had about this much filth on it. And when I got the top out of the rafters, my hands went right through the headlight.
Okay. You had your work cut out for
So
you.
there was a lot of work. The lady thought the motor was all restored. You know, she had gotten it rebuilt, but it was done 20 or 30 years ago.
Okay.
So I had to redo everything. And then there was old gas in it.
Yep.
It stuck the valves in the motor, so brand new motor had to tear apart and redo.
Wow, so 2013 you started it, and it basically got finished in 2015.
Yes.
It was basically finished in the spring of 2016.
Okay.
And it's sat in my garage for a year without being worked.
You know, we love classics, and it's always fun. Come on, get in a picture with us as well. We love classics, and they take a lot of work.
Yes.
They take a lot of effort.
Yes.
In your case, it actually sent you to the hospital.
Yes, it did. Yeah, I always
But
tell
you love
everybody,
it. You're smiling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to see you in good health.
Oh, it's been fun.
And how was that like for yourself?
Oh, he's always in the garage.
Oh, that's
This
where,
one project after another. This is our pride and joy, right, hon?
I have 4 Mustangs too.
Okay, now we're here with the Thunderbird. Why do you like the Thunderbird? What were you looking for one?
I don't know what it was about these cars. Me and my wife, we
love
bought a Mustang Coupe back in '86, I think it was, and I restored that car. And I said the whole time, in the meantime, I found a 1970 Mach 1 and I bought it and fixed it all up. It's a beautiful car. But I said to everybody, I said, man, I'd trade that for this car any day. And it just so happened we were at a party and she was sitting on a swing with an elderly lady.
Yep.
And they were bullshitting. And I'm over here, talking to somebody else. She said, hey, hon. She says, this lady has a 57 Thunderbird.
You want to buy it?
And I went right up to her. I started talking to her, and I said, you want to sell your 57? Yeah. She said, you want to see it now?
There you go,
I
just
bought her
like
on
that.
The spot.
Just like that.
At a party.
At a party,
nonetheless.
I had no idea I was going to buy it.
All right, why don't we have a look at the engine first? So this is the original engine, but it's been reworked.
Yes, it has original drivetrain.
Okay. And what did you do to it?
The engine,
Yep.
it was totally rebuilt. It was bored, new pistons, everything in it. Totally gone through. The only thing that wasn't really going through, and I put all new gasket, was it has an automatic transmission. It's only a 2-speed. That's what they put in these, and it's fine for now.
It works.
Hell,
It
no.
gets you around, and it looks so good.
All right, hit dedication.
Dedication.
Yeah, like
man.
nuts.
You know, you weren't kidding when you said that without Carol, it wouldn't have been possible, because forget about writing the checks. You found the car.
Yes.
If you were not there chatting at a party, you wouldn't have had it.
Well, a couple people tried to get this car off of this lady cheap. They wanted
They
to,
tried. They kept lowballing.
You know.
And I paid her what she wanted. I
Nice.
says, I know the car's worth the money.
Yeah.
And she knew her sister was real good friends with them. I said, I don't care, I want it,
Yeah.
And she was thrilled to death. First show, second show, I took her to a best of show.
So she
At a
saw
local
it?
show.
So she saw the restored
and
version?
then every time we
Oh,
come
isn't that
down here,
awesome?
I have every place. I've won every place already, and I got a Celebrity Choice Award here.
Ooh, who gave you the celebrity choice?
Well, fella, every Ford Carlisle, I don't know if they do it for the other ones, they have 50 guys that get selected to go out and pick the car they like the best. And the guy come up to me and he said, you got a beautiful car. I'm selecting you for a Celebrity Choice Award. So that year, I think I took first or second place here in my class, and I got that.
Wow.
But now it's just the fun of the show.
No,
the people
I don't
are
care.
awesome.
You don't
have a
care,
good-
but it's so nice to be recognized.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow,
After
not
what I
you.
did.
Especially after what happened. This is so beautiful, everybody.
Thank you.
You know, I actually haven't seen the inside of a Thunderbird up close.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think we've done many Thunderbirds on the channel. Let's have a look. And this is all restored back to period correct?
oh yeah, the dash was all out of it, every piece.
Wow, I love the dash. And that's leather as well?
What's that?
Is the dash leather or
No, these things are all vinyl.
vinyl? Vinyl. And it's a bench seat.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that
that's all they
interesting?
come with right there.
All Thunderbirds had bench seats. Okay. And I love these windows.
Porthole windows.
And it's a convertible.
I want to tell you the story on them. 1955, when they built the cars, none of them had porthole windows.
Okay.
This is a blind spot. So people complain. So 1956, they offered a porthole window. In 1957 and 56, they offered a porthole window. But when the car was ordered, you had to check the box for a porthole window. If you wanted one, if you did not check the box, you could still get one without it.
Okay.
And they're so popular that now actually the aftermarket offers them.
Nice.
We were fortunate enough; those are original windows.
Wow, that is awesome. And Carol, you said this is a convertible.
Oh,
Yes.
the convertible top's behind the seat.
So
You
it's,
take this off.
Okay.
I have a hoist in my garage. It makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
I pull it under the hoist, when it's at home, I don't drive it with the top on.
Yeah.
It's easier to get in and out.
Yes.
It's very easy. But here's the top spec.
So it's a soft top.
Yeah, it's a regular convertible top.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Nice.
And it also has a tonneau cover.
And also, it has 3 covers. Has a tonneau cover, too.
Like he could drive.
See the staples here? It's
Yeah.
if you don't want to put a top on, you can cover the interior with a tonneau cover.
That'll help it from
That
getting
was
dusty.
with the car when I bought it.
Wow.
There wasn't much that was good on the car. The chrome was. The chrome was decent.
What about the wheels?
The wheels are 1962 Sportster wheels off a 62 Thunderbird.
Interesting tread.
But a lot of people put them on this car.
It looks good. It goes well with the
The only
body.
one here with them.
And then at home we also have the fender skirts.
There's a skirt that's supposed to
Like
be
this?
on there.
Yes.
and I like it without it.
Okay.
It's just my preference. The skirts are finished, and I've worn them on the car.
Okay.
In fact, I was going to bring them, and then I'd take a chance and get them all buggered up.
Well, this is beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
I
you.
absolutely love it. Congratulations.
Thank
and I
you.
am so happy that you are in good health now.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a labor of love.
Well, I don't know. On the 7th, I have to go get checked out.
But
I've
look
been
good.
thank you, thank you.
It only takes me half a day to get cranked up.
That's okay. You're a classic.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We are. That's what I said to her. I said, I ain't getting ready. I love classics.
Hey, we grew into this show.
Yeah.
You know, now we're at the age that people drive these cars.
But I mean, I love it because I'm learning so much about these. So
Thank you.
It's just a lot of fun for me. And now, the awesome thing when I do interviews, like we just saw Dave and Julia's awesome 2006, is then they tell me about other people. You know, they say, you have to check out this guy's Mustang. He's got a pretty cool one. And of course, I'm learning. So I'm going to talk to Gary. He's got this beautiful, beautiful red, white, and black. The colors are absolutely stunning. But there's a lot more to this. Gary, how are you today?
Fine, how you doing?
Good. Come stand here in front of your beautiful car, sir, and tell me, what have you got?
Okay, this is the 2014 Saleen model to honor George Folmer, who's a race car driver for Trans Am back in 68 and 69 when they used to race the Boss 302. George Folmer and Pinelli Jones were on the Ford racing team. Okay, Saleen made 500 of the Pinelli Jones back in 2007. I have one of those cars too, you know, to go with the collection. And in 2014, he copied that and was going to make 125 of the George Folmer cars. Okay. 2014 was not a good year to come out with something new because everybody was waiting for the 2015 Mustang to come out. Okay.
Right.
So they were saving their money. So Saleen, usually when they make a car to this standard, they usually want a down payment and pay for the car first.
Of course.
Okay, well, everybody was saving their money for 2015 to come out. So the timing wasn't really good to make these cars. So they ended up making like 5 of these cars.
Okay.
1 prototype and 4 street cars. Okay.
Okay, and when they made these, George Folmer, the race car driver, where was his involvement?
Where's what?
How was he involved?
Well, actually, he showed up and was part of the Saleen display at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 50th anniversary.
Okay.
And he signed the dash on these cars along with Steve Saleen.
Yeah.
So Saleen honored him as Saleen is the race car driver himself. So Saleen likes to go back and get like Pinelli Jones and George Folmer and the former race car drivers and honor them with what they call like a heritage car.
Nice.
So that's what this is.
Nice. Let's have a look here. Absolutely beautiful. Tell me,
Not
Gary.
supercharged, but a very, very potent car.
And what is the engine?
It's a Coyote 5.0. And the seats are done special.
And there we can see GF initials.
Yeah, there's GF stuff all over this car. And for a one-year car, it's impossible to find parts. So if you're
Oh, so it
missing
was only
something...
made the 1 year. Now
Yeah,
there was a
1 year
bit of
car.
debate between you and your friends on exactly which number.
Yeah, well,
this
how
is.
many they made, because most people in the Saleen world, you know, they keep up with the cars produced. And there's rumors that one got away. That,
Okay.
you know, somebody buys a car and they're not really on the internet, not really, you know, connected with Saleen people. It sits in their garage and nobody knows anything about
Nobody
it.
knows,
And these
yeah.
cars are so rare. If you take it to a car show, you got to be in the inner circle, basically, to find out where these cars are. Like my friend over here, he knows the owners of every car. And if you have a specialized car, like I say, 1 of 5, you're going to know who owns the other 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's how it works, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes. There's the George Folmer name on the car. And like I say, they took the colors of this car, kind of like a Boss 302,
Yes.
because that's 302 heritage on it.
Okay.
And the original Boss 302 was these colors. As a matter of fact, in the trunk I have a model of the Boss 302 that George Folmer actually drove.
That he actually drove.
It's in the trunk.
And I'm guessing you're a big fan.
You look at the interior's a little bit different too.
Okay. Wow, very nice. And that's where we can see that it has been autographed as well. This is beautiful.
This is
What is this you got?
George Folmer 69 car.
Yep.
This is the model of the car that George Folmer actually raced.
Okay.
69.
So tell me about that.
Okay.
You're a big fan, obviously.
Yes.
Where does that come from? Where does your passion for race cars and then now
Well,
obviously the Mustangs?
I grew up around high performance Mustangs. I started collecting Shelbys. The first Shelby I bought was a month before my son was born, 1969 GT350, white 4-speed car. Okay, that's a year before my son's made, and he's 47.
Wow.
Before
Do
my
you
son
still
was
have
born.
that?
Yes.
Nice.
Still in the garage, and I have
Nice.
a GT500 68, also a Shelby.
Okay.
So I was into Shelbys, and at the time, and then when the newer Shelbys came out, I just didn't like them as much as the Saleens do.
Okay.
And I like rarity, and Saleens are #1 for rarity. If you own a Saleen, it's going to be not like a Ford Mustang, one of 58,500 something. It's going to be one of 10, one of 4, one of 5, even one of 200 or one of 500. But the number's really down there, as far as production goes. And you can see that through Barrett Jackson. You watch a car go through like this.
Yeah.
If people know what it is, it's going to go crazy. There was a Fox body Mustang that had 15 miles on it that went for over $200,000.
Yep, I saw that one.
Yeah, that's crazy money.
Yeah.
So rarity is Saleens.
Rarity is Saleens. Well, you've got yourself quite a find.
Well, thank
And
you
I'm
very
guessing
much.
no matter where you go, there'll always be some talk and debate about
Oh yeah.
who's got what car and who's got the most rarest one.
Yeah, and when they do sell the cars, you don't see them out in the public very often. These cars like this, you got to know something about the cars before you go put that kind of money into a Saleen.
Yeah.
So they stay in the inner circle. When you usually sell them, you sell them to somebody else. So the people on the outside really don't know what the values are.
Now, Gary, tell me about your circle. What club are you part of?
Saleen Club of America.
Okay, Saleen
Yeah.
Club of America. That's
Right.
pretty big.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. That's Lee Reese is our president.
Lyrics. Okay, now Julie was telling me that you guys travel around because there's a show that gets hosted
Right.
by the different divisions, I'm guessing?
I'm from Georgia.
Okay.
And my son's from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah.
So we usually do the local shows. Ponies in the Smokies.
Oh, good.
It's
Yeah,
in
we were there.
Sevierville. You've been there?
Yep.
Okay. And this show here, it's kind of far north for us. It's like a 10-hour drive from Myrtle Beach. So, we don't come every year. But when we do come, we like to be in this display building here.
It's beautiful. This place is absolutely massive. So how many years have you been coming to the Ford Nationals?
Oh, we don't go every year, but shoot, I've been probably 20 years.
It's big.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening here.
It is big, yeah.
Well, Gary, I absolutely love this. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Take care.